Hello friends, welcome to Gardening with Creekside. I am Jenny, and today have a little bit of fun. We are going to plant the Michael Carr strawberry planter slash succulent planter with our fun chick charms today. Now, this is the first time that I have planted any of the chick charms, hen and chicks, sempervivums, you all know what I'm talking about. We did a nursery tour on these last week, and before we get too far into this, as I said in the video last week, the hen and chicks are perennials. So they are cold hardy from zones 3 to 8. So the only thing that I have to worry about is that they can survive my wettish winters, which we are going to take care of that. So these are perennials. Now, when I was in the video, I was talking about these great little containers. These are called the living canvas, and they're they have some sempervivums in there and then some other succulents in there as well. And I said that they were also cold hardy. Well, I was wrong. The hen and chicks are cold hardy, but not some of the other ones. So the string of pearls, the jades, those are not cold hardy. When I was looking on their website, I just did it in a real glance, in a real hurry, and it did say that they were cold hardy. They were referring to the hen and chicks and not the other things. So I believe it's important when you make a mistake, you own up to it, and I appreciate your grace and understanding in my misspeaking. Did not intend to give misinformation whatsoever. So with that being said, we are going to go ahead and get this planted. My goal is to take these little containers and break them apart and then plant them. So all the way around, I believe we have 2, 4, 6, 8. We have 8 holes in the outer rim of the container, and then one large one in the center. This is where I'm going to put, probably will end up being all of the ones that will be annuals for us because they are the taller ones. Not a problem. Now, as I mentioned, the big thing that you need to be concerned about when you're planting your hen and chicks is that you're using a very well draining medium. So I'm going to use a combination of 3 different types of potting medium. So in the blue bucket, I have some pine bark fines, also known as soil conditioner. Aged pine bark fines, which you can see is just literally pine bark that has been aged, super, super chunky. There are lots of nurseries that will plant their perennials, shrubs, trees in just the pine bark fines. It does do really well because it drains. So we're going to use that. I'm going to use some cactus mixture. You can tell this is an old bag. It's nice and dusty, so we're going to throw some of that in there, and then we're going to use some of the a good quality potting soil like Proven Winners. I was talking to oh my gosh, she is just amazing. She's a customer of ours, a friend of ours, her Miss Kathy. And so Miss Kathy is an absolutely amazing gardener and has tons of experience. And so I was talking with her last weekend, telling her what I was going to do. She's doing the same thing. And she said the key, Jenny, is to make sure that you use different mediums and that you mix them all up. Do not layer them. So don't put the pine bark fines, then the Proven Winners potting soil, then the cactus mix. She said mix it all up together so that the entire container has the same consistency. So when it does rain or you water it, it drains completely and it doesn't settle in one level. So with the cactus mix, we do love that because it is just a very, very well draining soil. I'm going to do my best. We're just going to mix it up in the pot here to do kind of equal parts of everybody. I know I'll probably have too much mixture here. I'd rather have too much than not enough and then have to try to remake it. But what I have left over, I can just use in another container. It's fine. Something that I need to have, you know, well draining soil in. So I'm just mixing it up. Just channel your inner baker shelf. All right, chef. Not shelf. We're gonna get potting soil. Then I'm just gonna kind of, it's not mixed completely well, but as I put it in the container, I can mix it up. I'm gonna fill this up pretty full all the way to the bottom of these, because you know that these guys don't have massive root systems. It's not like I'm planting I don't know, a grass or something, right? So get that mixed in. Okay, I think I am just about there. Of course, I didn't have enough in my bucket that I wanted to, so we're mixing it up in here. All right. Get everybody nice and incorporated and then smoothed out. I am making a glorious, wonderful mess right here, and that's all right. It's not gardening until you get dirty. Now, we're gonna move this off to the side so that I can I have my faithful companion here. I can get these babies separated. I'm gonna do this ever so gently because obviously I don't want to break anybody. Here we go. And then turn them up. All right, I do have my hori-hori. I'm gonna try to get in here and just divide everybody so that way I can then place them. This entire container was nothing but the hen and chicks. So my idea is to put the hen and chicks around the outside, tall things in the center. So I will go ahead and get everybody divided, and then we can start planting them into the holes. All right, so it was not as hard as I thought it was gonna be. I was able to basically just take the long oval and just slice it like a cake. So it worked out. I think I'm gonna have 2 hen and chicks per hole. I've got my bucket here so that I can put any extra soil in. Like I said, this is my first time doing this, so we're gonna learn together. Yeah. We're just gonna stick them in there. The spacing on it, it did say like a minimum of 2 inches. Now, obviously, they had them a lot closer than that in their container. So I don't think that's gonna be a huge issue trying to get my chicks here so that they don't want them to break off. I do find it interesting to, when you're planting this, you've got to kind of make sure everybody's tucked in there. So let's see. And of course, these will spread out. The chicks will spread. They will keep going. The hens themselves will grow. I just want to get in there nice and tight and get everybody kind of jammed in there. These were 2 that were part of, their little root balls were smaller. They were a part of just a little trio. Okay, so in that, let's try this one. The ones that were in the oval, like you can see, they had a bigger root system in there, which will probably help. And don't be afraid to just squeeze your roots, like make them fit. Pull some of that out. Gently snug everybody in there. Here we go. And then just backfill. So just make sure that you're going in and pushing everybody in. We want them to have plenty of soil that they're touching. You always want your roots to be covered in potting soil, not to be exposed. There's a little gap here in the middle, in the front rather. And so I will just kind of come back in, make a mess, It's about the only way you can do it, really. And just tuck it in there. So that's what I'm gonna do, is I'm just gonna keep going around the container, spin it around, and put 2 hen and chicks in each hole, and then we'll come back and we'll plant the top. So the outer rim is completely planted. Each hole got 2 hen and chicks. Tried to alternate some of the colors a little bit. So far, I think it's going to be beautiful. Yeah, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to take apart the 2 living canvases and really just use everything that's in here, but just spread it apart just a little bit. I'll put some of the shorter things up front, and then we'll put the taller things in the back here. So we've got this cute little guy, can come right here. And then we've got, they really do pull apart quite nicely. So, and of course I had them nice and well watered, so that way I can kind of gently coax apart the all of the roots. So we're going to kind of make our holes back here. I'm not going to separate these 2 because they'll have plenty of room to grow in here, and get them all separated. And go ahead and get the tall guys of here. Let's see. This is, the top is going to be nice and jam-packed, which I think will work out quite nicely. It is a gorgeous mid-April day. I don't know if you can tell from my pants, they are if you stand still for more than 2 seconds, you will be covered in pollen, because it is that time of year here in North Carolina where the pollen is falling like crazy. We want the rain because the rain will wash the pollen away, but man, everything is covered. Picked up the bag of the potting soil. It was just absolutely covered. My pants are covered. Yeah. Drive down the road and you can actually see the haze of pollen in the air. It is springtime in the South. All right, let's see. Might actually have to take a little bit of this potting soil out for a moment. And like I said, I know that these up top, some of these are going to be annuals, and that's okay. That just gives me, ideas and space for things next year to add to it. Get those in there. I have always wanted string of pearls, so now I have a little string of pearls right here. Make sure and put this guy here, maybe. I am not used to planting containers so full. It's a new thing for me. Here we go. There we go. Get my pearls to hang over. I should have worn my pearls today while I was planting. That would have been fun now, wouldn't it? Can honestly say I've never gardened in pearls. Suppose I could. There we go, and then we're going to add this little sweet thing right here on the edge. It reminds me of lemon coral sedum. Obviously it's not, but it just kind of reminds me of that. So put that right there. Get y'all separated. Get my soil back that I took out and kind of tuck in here. Now, maintenance on this little baby. It will sit out in right here off to my side of where the patio is. So it will sit on one of the little short walls at the patio. That way it can get lots of sun. It is nice and warm there, so they can get lots of sun. I can have a hose nearby so that I can shoot it with a sprinkle of water when it needs it. My mama did kind of the same thing last year with some succulents, hen and chicks, and she had hers out, and because she, you know, has mostly shade, and so she had hers out on the edge of her field, and she just relied on the rain to water, and she was like, yeah, I probably need a little bit more water than that, especially in the heat of the summer. So this way I can kind of keep an eyeball on it. You want your soil to dry out between waterings, so you don't, obviously, like I said, you don't want to keep it soaking wet. You want it to kind of dry out. Shoot it with a little bit of water, because these, in their native habitats, are obviously on the dry side, hence why they are these great little plants that we love to have in the sun. So here you go. I am not going to water it right now. I am here on the edge of the field. In fact, can you see behind me the phantom hydrangeas? Remember, we planted that nice row of phantom hydrangeas into summer, early fall, and they have all flushed out and they are very happy. Cannot wait to see those babies in bloom. So they are right here behind me and doing great. I will probably have somebody help me carry this, because since it's planted, it can be a little awkward. So we will go ahead and put it, when I get some more mussels, we will put it on the patio wall, and I will give it a light drink of water because we are not expecting any rain here in the next few days. But again, super happy with how it turned out. I love all the different colors and textures. It's going to fill in, be very happy. It's got plenty of room for these roots to grow so that I can have several years of enjoyment before I need to start dividing or separating. But anyway, gardening is full of fun and adventure, all sorts of different kinds of plants out there. As always, thanks so much for gardening with Creekside. Y'all have a great day, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye, friends.